4, Pedro. 5, Andel. 7, Exile. 8, Luzanda. 9, CBC. 10, Nutsal. 11, Nakoma. 12, Biela. 13, Dengo. 15, Xandu. E o coach, Gumi. Vamos para a apresentação da equipe de Israel. Número 4, Dano. Número 6, Barão. Número 7, Berramo. Número 8, Cossi. Número 10, Nathan. Número 11, Ian. Número 21, Iesai. Número 30, Han. Número 33, Ian. E o coach é Osgani. Vamos agora para a apresentação da equipe de arbitragem. Primeiro árbitro Japão, Nikiado. Segundo, PG. Terceiro, Maurício. E o comissário, Axel. Pedimos que todas as pessoas se coloquem em posição de respeito para a execução do hino nacional da África do Sul. Vamos para a execução do hino nacional de Israel.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Sao Paulo, Brazil. We're bringing you the 2025 IWBF U23 Men's World Championships and the matchup between Israel and South Africa. Winners of this game will earn their spot in the 9th and 10th place classification game. And South Africa will want to try and get one over on the Israelis after being convincingly beaten by Israel in the last edition of the U23 Men's World Championship. So all to play for both teams here, proud of their nations. Match officials for today's game is crew chief is Shunsuke Nakado, and he will be assisted by Thomas Paya and Maurizio Zamponi. South Africa coming into this game having picked up their first win in a World Championship since 2013, yesterday defeating Thailand. Israel in this particular tournament yet to pick up the win, but tough encounter expected here today. And first possession goes to South Africa. Bongamenzi Bayela will give the ball out to Nokama. Nokama, first attempt of the game, bit flat. Nokama coming into the game averaging 18 points a game. Israel will put up the shot with Kasim, and rebound picked up by Nokama. Almost losing the possession. Finds Kanya Zundu, but Zundu unable to control the ball. Israel will inbound from the halfway line. Yari will hand the ball to Dagan. And Yari will put up the shot and gives Israel the lead. Zundu lays it off to Mchowa. Mchowa back to Zundu. And Zundu will put up the shot and levels the score. Dagan will bring the ball up for Israel. Israel will take their points tally up to 4 as Ran Barbie makes the play count, and Zundu on the other end unable to finish, but does well to bring the to win the possession back for South Africa. Foul will be called against Ilav Yari. So South Africa inbound from the baseline. Kanya Zundu in possession for South Africa. Puts up the shot. Rebound collected there by Israel initially, and Bujna showing too much of it to Nokama. Nokama quick pass to Bayela and he's fouled, so a couple of unforced errors creeping into the Israeli game early on here. Menzi Bong Bayela to the line. Bayela unable to trouble the scorekeeper. Israel in possession. Barbie closely watched by Nokama. South Africa employing the full court press early on here. And Barbie will break through, unable to convert. Missed opportunity there for Israel. South Africa turning the ball over. Dagan will look to Kasim, and Israel will convert there with Ilav Yari. So good passage of play here by Israel. And Chowa with a bit of space will play it out to Nokama. Fakes the shot, looking for space. Finds Andile Brewer. Brewer with time. Puts up the shot. Rebound collected by Ilav Yari. Kasim finds Dagan. Chowa with quick hands. Will knock the ball out of bounds, but Israel will pick up the possession. Barbie back to Dagan. Dagan looking for Kasim, and South Africa will come away with the possession. Nokama looking for a pass into Kanya Zundu, and Zundu converts for the South Africans. 8:45 to play in the first period, just the 2 points difference. Israel with the lead at the moment. Barbie will put up the shot, but hits the back of the rim and back of the backboard structure, should I say. Chowa will look to bring the ball up the court for the South Africans. And he finds Andile Brewer. Brewer will not convert, and good work though by Menzi Bayela. Initially unable to take that opportunity, and good hands once again from the South Africans. They'll pick up the possession. Good work from Andile Brewer there. Bit of scrappy play, and Israel will call for the timeout. Chowa will find Kanya Zundu. Zundu will set himself up for the shot. Just not dropping for the South African number 15 at the moment. Bayela. And Bujna will try and get past the South African Menzi Bayela. Bayela will be blown up for the foul. Dagan will pick up the possession for Israel. And the shot goes up by the Israeli number 30 there, ran Barbie, and Israel gifted the ball back from the South Africans as Mchowa took his eye off the ball. .5:24 to play here in the first period. Israel 6, South Africa 4. Ran Barbie with the possession. Looking to find a way past Brewer, and the pass will be intercepted by Nokama. Nokama asking a bit much there of Zundu. And South Africa unable to pick up the loose ball. Israel will convert, so a foul will also be called against the South Africans on that occasion. The foul is on 7, Mchowa. Timeout called by South African coach Siphamandla Gumbi. Barbie completes the 3-point play. 5-point advantage for Israel. Just under 5 to play here in the first period. Referee calling the foul on number 10 for Israel, Nathan Bujna. Dengu to Mchowa. To Nokama, and Ntanda Nokama takes South Africa up to the 6-point mark. South Africa employing the full court press. Israel getting over the half court in the meantime. And good work there from Bujna, unable to convert the missed opportunity for Israel. And away comes Zundu for the African champions. And Latswala unable to add to the South African tally. Nokama will put up the shot. Coming off 42 points in the previous game, Nokama will need to produce some of that magic if South Africa want to win this game. And then the other side of the court, Dagan converts for the Israelis. Mchowa for South Africa. And Zundu puts up the shot, picks up his rebound. Mchowa unable to convert. Bujna 8-second violation. So good defensive effort there from the South Africans. Ntando Nokoma will bank the shot off the backboard. It doesn't land though, and good work from Kanya Zundu cleaning up for the men in white. 3-point game with 3 minutes to play in this first period. Opens up for Yari, and Zundu unable to stop the Israeli number 11 there, Ilav Yari. .241 to play. South Africa in possession at the halfway line with Zilium Cholwa. Cholwa plays it over to Kanya Zundu, and Zundu puts up the shot. Rebound collected by Dagan. Ivanitsky in possession for Israel. Finds Barbie. Barbie will find Kasim. So Israel navigating the full court press quite comfortably, taking a 15 points to 8 lead as we move into the final 2 minutes of this period. Shot goes up from Zundu. Once again, South Africa unable to convert, and Lukanyo Dengo called for the foul. Ivanitsky for Israel. Looking to find a way past Bayela. Now, Ivanitsky will do some good work there, and Barbie will pivot and convert for the men in blue. Up to a 9-point lead are the Israelis. Bongamenzi Bayela will get some form of a shot up, is fouled, and he will go to the line. .139 to play in this first period. Israel in possession. Dagan will bring the ball up for Israel. Ivanitsky thought about the shot, and Ilav Yari will pick it up on the left-hand side of the Israeli half. And Ivanitsky with some space puts up the shot. Rebound will be collected by Dengu. Dengu drives down the middle. Finds Bongamenzi Bayela. who finds himself directly under the backboard, loses his balance, and Israel, with 40 seconds left of this first period, will regain the possession. Dagan for Israel to Ivanitsky. Shot clock at 9. Dagan puts up the shot. Rebound will be collected by Latswalo for South Africa, and he'll try and drive down the middle of the court. Dengula picks up the loose ball. 10 seconds left of this half, and Israel will pick up the possession. Zundu needs to get the shot up, and that'll be the end of the period. Israel leads South Africa by 17 points to 8. Second quarter about to get underway here in the Paralympic Training Center in Sao Paulo. Israel with a 17-8 lead going into this period. Dagan to Ivanitsky, and Ivanitsky will convert and take Israel up to an 11-point lead. Brewer back to Mchowa to Zundu. Zundu finds some space in the paint, and eventually Bayela will tidy up for South Africa. So scrappy play on the offensive side of the court from the South Africans, managing to take the opportunity though. And now Yari for Israel. Ivanitsky. Ivanitsky will be fouled there by Mchowa. Ivanitsky will move Israel up to 20 points. 11-point advantage for Israel with just under 9 to play here in this first half. Ntando Nokama for the South Africans. And Nokama off on that occasion. Looking to strip the ball away from Yari, but Israel keep hold of the ball. Yari will move up the court now, closely watched by Brewer. Dagan. Shot clock at 3. Dagan needs to get the ball up, and rebound will be eventually collected by Ntolwa. Now Nokama down the middle of the court, and he will set himself up for the shot and converts. Will go to the line for 2. Correction 1. Completes the 3-point play. Eight to play in the first half. Dagan will play it out to Ivanitsky, and Ntolwa trying to stop the Israelis there, but Ilav. Good work from Dagan. Takes Israel up to 23. 10-point lead for Israel. Nokama looking for some space, will set himself up. Nokama's shot doesn't drop, but Bayela will pick up the rebound and tidies up nicely for the South Africans. Once again, good work there from Ilav Yari. Nokama looking to assert himself in the match, struggling to do so up until now, but that's thanks to some good defensive work from the Israelis. Nokama losing his balance, and Israel will regain the possession. Here he will find Dagan. And Ivanitsky unable to add to the Israeli tally. 6:20 to play in this first half. Offensive foul goes against Bongamenzi Bayela. Timeout called by Israel. So 6:17 to play in the first half. Israel leads South Africa by 10, 25, 15. 6:15 to play in this first half. Israel looking to push their lead up to 12. Dagan in possession finds Ivaniski, and Ivaniski unable to convert, and Bayela will bring it up for the South Africans, gives it to Mcholwa, and it opens up for Mcholwa, and he narrows the points deficit down to 8. Ivaniski to Yari. Dagan's attempt doesn't land. Bayela will pick up the rebound. Drives down the left-hand side of the South African court. And Mcholwa quick pass into Kanya Zundu, and Zundu takes South Africa up to 19. Dagan to Ivaniski. Now it's Yari, and Yari will look for Barbie, but Ntando Nokoma doing some good work there on the defensive side. Steals the ball back for South Africa, and he will put up a very flat-looking shot, and Israel will come away with it. Nokoma trying to win the ball back, but Barbie will drive through and convert for Israel. Foul is going to go against South Africa's Zile Mcholwa. Substitution by Israel. Ivaniski will take a break, and onto the court comes Bujna. And good work there from Barbie, completing the three-point play. 9-point advantage for Israel as we head into the final 4 minutes 30 here in this first half. Zile Mcholwa will play the ball towards Zundu. Three-second violation goes against the South Africans. Ilav Yari to Dagan, and Barbie will put up the shot. Rebound collected by Bayela. Bayela to Nokoma. Nokoma driving down the right-hand side of the South African court. Foul will be called on Dagan. Acknowledges it at the same time to a referee, Thomas Paya. Substitution, South Africa. Mcholwa will take a break, and Letswala will come onto the court. Kanya Zundu will put up the long-range shot, doesn't land for the South Africans. Rebound collected by Kasim, and now Yari will bring it up for Israel. Yari. Foul will be called against Andile Brewer, the South African number 5. Yari converts for Israel. .11-point advantage now for the Israelis with 3:20 to play here in the first half. Gundu will play it out to Andile Brewer. Brewer will put up the shot, doesn't land it. And on the other side of the court, Gary spins away from the attention of Brewer and tidies up nicely. So 13-point lead now for Israel, their biggest lead of the game so far. Just under 3 to play here in this first half. Swallow will convert for South Africa. Kasim in possession for Israel. Bit of time there, bit of a piece of it there from Bayela, and Nokama will pick it up. Brewer crashing to the floor. Foul is going to be called on the Israel's. I think that was on Barbie. Brewer inbounds it to Zundu. Zundu will play it to Brewer. Brewer back to Zundu. And Zundu will put up the shot, doesn't drop. Bayela doing well on the offensive boards, but good work there from Barbie. Strips the ball away from the South African number 12. But Tando Nokama will find Gundu, and Gundu unable to convert, and away comes Israel. Dagan looking to extend the Israeli lead and does so. .130 to play in this first half. Nokama will put up the shot, doesn't land for South Africa. Kasim will bring it up, hands it out to Ilav Yari. Yari will play it towards Kasim, and his height advantage sees Israel extend their lead now to 36-21. Final minute of this first half. Israel starting to pull away from the South Africans. Nokama will put up the 3 short and finds the loose ball, converts for South Africa, and he'll go to the line. .40 seconds left of this first half. Israel in possession. Ivanitsky for Israel. Plays it into Kasim, and South African defense unable to stop the big Israeli number 8 there. Final 16 seconds. Nokama puts up the shot. Swallow will find the loose ball, and Nokama. That'll be the end of the first half here in Sao Paulo. Israel leads South Africa by 38 points to 23. Second half action back underway here in Sao Paulo in the game between South Africa and Israel. Nokoma unable to take that opportunity, and Israel will bring the ball up with their number 11 there, IWBF. Swallow closely watching Ivaniski, but showing him a bit too much space at the end, and fortunately for the South Africans, rebound collected by Nokoma, and he'll advance down the court, unable to make the most of that situation. Ivaniski with 5 on the shot clock, puts it up, and favorable bounce off the ring goes in, and Israel move up to the 40-point mark. Kanya Zundu. And Zundu converts South Africa's first points of this second half, takes them up to 25. Kasim looking to get past Nchowa, finds Ivaniski, and Yari will find Barbie in the paint, but Barbie taking too long, 3-second violation. Dengu for South Africa will bring it up to the middle of the court. Nokoma will play it into Letswalo, and Khotso Letswalo takes South Africa up to 27. South Africa will just want to keep chipping away at the Israeli leads and make sure that they shut the door on the defensive end. But as it stands, Israel in control. Yari will find Barbie. Barbie spins. Decides that Kasim had the better position, but unfortunately for the Israelis, ball didn't land, and South Africa will come away with the ball. Nchowa, space opening up for him, and his shot didn't trouble the scorekeeper. Kasim with good position there, converts for Israel. Nchowa to Zundu. Kanya Zundu will put up the shot. Ball bounces in favor of the South Africans, and Nokoma will play the ball across to Nchowa. 5 on the shot clock. Nchowa will put up the attempt. Zundu tried to halt the progress of the Israelis, and loose ball comes in favor of the men in white. South Africa will have the inbound at the baseline as the ball came off the wheel of one of the Israeli chairs. Yari for Israel. Kasim to Ivanitsky. Dagan. Dagan will look to Barbie, and offensive foul goes against the Israelis. That foul goes on Ilav Yari. Timeout Israel. .54 to play here in this third period. South Africa with the possession. Zilian Chowa to Dengu. And Lukanyu Dengu's shot doesn't drop for South Africa. And Nokama will play it out to Mchowa. Mchowa looking for Zundu. And Zundu will find Letswalo. Letswalo's shot missing everything. And ball will be out of bounds in favor of Israel. Ivanitsky for Israel. Kasim. Bobby going into the zone, but ball goes across to Ivanitsky. Dengu jumps out, and Ivanitsky takes Israel up to 44. 5 to play here in this third period. Mchowa to Zundu. Lays it out to Nokama. Shot doesn't touch the rim and goes straight out of bounds. Israel will inbound from the baseline. Ivanitsky. Bobby with the size advantage, and he takes the opportunity at the second attempt. 19-point lead now for the Israelis. Mchowa closely watched there by Dagan, and Dengu fakes the shot and converts for the South Africans. Wayward pass from Dagan towards Barbie, and South Africa will regain possession. Substitution for the South Africans. Onto the court comes Bayala as well as Malifi, and off goes Dengu and Letswalo. Zilian Chowa will put up the shot. Kasim for Israel. Good work though from Nokama. will set himself up and take South Africa up to 31 points. 3:30 to play here in this third period. Yari for Israel finds Barbie, and Barbie will not convert on that occasion, and away comes Nokama for South Africa, looking for some space. Plays it out to Kanya Zundu, and Zundu takes South Africa up to 33, 13-point lead for Israel. So good little passage of play here for South Africa. Ivanitsky, though, will want to play in Kasim. Opens up nasty for Kasim. Doesn't land for him, unfortunately. And here comes Nokama. Nokama has the ball tipped away as he got the shot up, and Bayela turns the ball over for South Africa. Substitution will be made by Israel. 2:29 to play here in the third period. Israel by 13, 46-33. Bujna. Bujna converts for Israel. Bayela to Mchowa. And Nokama fakes the shot, puts it up. Rebound collected by Israel, and away comes Yari for the men in blue. Bujna trying to find his way past Zundu, and he does. Ivanitsky, in the meantime, will take Israel up to the 50-point mark, 17-point lead. Timeout will be called by South African coach Sipho Mandla-Gumbi. One minute 30 to play in the third. South Africa with the possession. Petrus Malifi will put up the shot, converts for South Africa, takes them up to 35. Ivanitsky, quick pass into the Israeli number 10 there, Bujna. Nokama with the long shot. Zundu will pick up the rebound. Nokama off balance, puts the shot up and draws the foul. Will go to the line. Nokoma unable to add to the South African score. Final minute of this third period. Bujna for Israel. Shot clock at 8. And South Africa will strip the ball away from Israel, and away comes Zilium Towa. He gets the shot up. And defensive foul goes against the South African number 7. Final 15 seconds of the game, and Israel guilty of leaving the court illegally, so South Africa will have 13 seconds to try and get themselves up to 37 points. Dengu to Zundu. And, Zundu puts up the 3. Rebound will be collected by Israel, but the ball will go out of bounds in favor of a possession for South Africa. 3 seconds left on the clock. South Africa will need to get the ball up, and Nokoma's shot is short. That'll be the end of the third period, so Israel leads South Africa by 52 points to 35. Final quarter underway here in Sao Paulo. It's the matchup between South Africa and Israel. Place up in the 9th and 10th place playoff tomorrow for these two teams, and Israel looking favourites to secure that spot at this stage of the game. Petrus Malefi in possession for South Africa. And Nokoma will pick up the pass from Zundu. Gets the shot up and is fouled. So he'll go to the line for 2. South Africa up to 37 points after that visit to the line by Malefe, and loose pass there from Ivaniski. Nokoma just losing concentration, gives the ball straight back to Israel. Substitution Israel. Off goes the Israeli number 21, which is Tushvelt, and onto the court comes Hamza Kasim. Ivaniski in position now for Israel. Barbie. And good into play there initially by Israel, but away comes South Africa with the possession. Space opening up for the South Africans, and Kanya Zundu will take his points tally of this game up to 14, leading the scoring in the game. And good defensive pressure there from the South Africans, winning the ball back. Malefe with some space opening up for him, and puts up the shot. Rebound collected though by Israel's number 30, Barbie. Ivaniski looking for Yari. Yari will keep onto the possession and calmly converts for Israel. Good composure showed there by Israel's number 11 as the South African number 11, Nokoma, drives into the zone. He puts up the shot. Rebound's going to be collected by Israel. And Barbie will look to a long pass out to Kasim. Ball deflected off the hand of Lukanya Dengu. Timeout called. Israel 54, South Africa 39. Ivanitsky for Israel with 7:43 to play. Yari will add to the Israeli points total, taking them up to 56. Petrus Malefe for the South Africans. In the meantime, rebound collected by Hamza Kasim, looking for Ivanitsky, and Israel will transition up to the South African half. Foul drawn there by Barbie. Dengu, the guilty party for South Africa. Barbie will go to the line. One from two on that visit to the line by Barbie. Nokama losing possession for the South Africans, and Ivanitsky will play the ball up to Kasim. And Yari unable to finish there for the Israelis, and Nokama and Zundu will work in tandem to take South Africa past the 40-point mark. Israel in possession with Dagan. Nokama. Dagan. Ivanitsky, and he'll find Bobby. Bobby doesn't convert. And Nokama will bring it up for South Africa, looking to make something happen. The South African number 11 gets himself into a shooting position. South Africa just starting to chip away at the lead. Good passage of play by the African champions. Israel, though, with 14-point advantage. Of course, we saw in the game between Italy and Australia, with Australia coming back from a 14-point deficit to go ahead and win the game. But time not necessarily on the side of the South Africans if they were to achieve that. Zundu, though, will need to convert, and he does, so it takes South Africa up to 45. Good fight back from the African champions. Barbie looking for Yari, and 3-second violation will go against Israel, so another opportunity for the South Africans to reduce the deficit down to 10 points. And Nokama will spin away into the Israeli half and looks to find his teammate Malefi, and Malefi isn't able to convert. Israel now with Dagan. Dagan to Barbie. Barbie will find Yari. Yari doesn't convert, but rebound will be collected by the Israeli number 30, and foul will be called against Kanya Zundu, who is signaled for the unsportsmanlike foul. Barbie converts one of the two. Israel will pick up the possession on the right-hand side of their court. Barbie looking for a way around Dengu, and he will find Kasim, but blocked there by Nokoma. Nokoma will drive into the paint and unable to convert. Rebound collected by Barbie. Dagan. And good hands from Kanya Zundu, but Nokoma unable to pick up the possession. 4 minutes to play here in this game. Israel with the advantage at the moment. And good work there from Ivaneski and Kasim, and they will take Israel to 60 points. South Africa in the meantime with Nokoma looking to attack. And the foul will go against the Israeli number 30, Barbie. He is called for the unsportsmanlike foul, so Nokoma will have 2 attempts. Timeout called by the Israelis. Nokoma takes South Africa up to the 46-point mark. In and out on the second attempt. South Africa will pick up the rebound for the possession. Dengu will inbound to Malifi. And Malifi will put up the shot. Fortuitous bounce off the rim, and South Africa narrow the deficit to 12. 3:20 to play here in this game. Israel will just look to control their possession, and the ball will go out of bounds off the Israeli hands. Nokoma in possession for South Africa. Puts up the long-range shot and narrows the deficit down to 10 as South Africa move up to 50 with 3 minutes to play. South Africa shutting up shop on the defensive side here. Much better performance on that side of things in this final period. And Zundu will play it out to Nokoma. Nokoma puts up the 3, and all of a sudden we have a 7-point game. Barbie for Israel. South African bench with more vocal support. Barbie now for Israel, and Nokama doing well, stripping the ball away from the Israelis, and opens up and brings the score up to 55. So timeout will be called by Israel as South Africa bring the game back to within 5. .158 to play in this game. 5-point lead for Israel. Led at 15 at one stage in the third. So great performance in the fourth here by the South Africans. But Israel will put up the shot. Ball will be tapped out of bounds though, off the hand of Nokama. Kasim almost loses it to Nokama. Yari back to Kasim, and Israel looking for the shot. Ivanitsky, and the bounce favors the Israeli as he extends the lead back out to the 7-point mark. Now it's Kanya Zundu for South Africa. Finds Nokama. Nokama will set himself up, puts up the shot. Rebound though will go off. The last touch was off the hand of one of the referee indicated possession to Israel, but South Africa have the possession, and Kanya Zundu unable to convert there for South Africa. 1:15 to play in the game. And the ball will be stripped away from Dagan by Nokama, and the last touch was by Dagan, so South Africa regain possession. And Zundu will attempt the three. Israel will want to eat up as much of the clock as possible. Once again, good work done by Nokama. Steals the ball away from the Israelis. And Malefi will find Zundu, and Zundu will get the shot up. Got the shot up, but ball will go out of bounds. Israel will inbound from the baseline. Nokama does well, steals the ball back and unable to convert. Zundu though fighting for the possession. Foul will go against Israel's number 30 Barbie, and that will send Zundu to the line. Referee signaling that Zundu had crossed the line, so missed opportunity. Rebound though collected by Israel, and they'll look to eat up as much time as possible. Foul will be called against Dengu. 28 seconds left in this game. Dagan for Israel. Time running down. Good passage of play and under composure for the Israelis, using up as much of the clock, and foul will be called against South Africa. Yari to the line. Kasim unable to finish off there for Israel, and Nokoma will find the long pass towards Petrus Malifi, and that will be the end of the game. So despite a gallant attempt in the fourth quarter, South Africa will fall short in this game and will move on to play in the 11th and 12th place playoff, and Israel will move on to take on Canada in the 9th and 10th place playoff. So at the end of the game here in Sao Paulo, Israel have beaten South Africa by 62 points to 55.